Thank you. 12:18 is your time right now. We often are given advice that we all need some type of emergency savings account to cover any major unexpected expenses. Well, financial experts suggest this is just one of the many different savings accounts we actually need to build. Andy Mattingly is with us today to talk about all the kinds of savings accounts we should consider. Andy, thanks for joining us. As always, we'll get right to it here. Why would people need more than just an emergency fund?
Well, by design, an emergency fund is really just supposed to be for any unexpected expense or loss of income that you have. But when you think about it in your life, there's a lot of other reasons that you really should build savings because there's some specific purposes you can use those for.
Okay, so then what in that vein then are some of the most important savings accounts that we can establish?
Well, if you have a car, you should definitely establish a maintenance fund. You're going to need to get it serviced regularly. You're going to need to buy tires. That's pretty expensive, so start saving for that. Add money to health savings accounts so you can pay for deductibles and co-pays. And then make sure you build an account for fun, for vacations and other things like that.
Are there any other special savings accounts that people should be considering?
Well, since we're rolling into holiday season, you should definitely have a holiday fund because you're going to have a lot of expenses during the holidays. But then you also should think about things like weddings, milestone birthdays, anniversaries. These are all good examples that you can start putting money back for those types of things.
You know, a problem a lot of people run into is, well, I know I'm supposed to save, but I have so much debt. Should you be building savings when you have significant debt?
You know, that's a really good question because a lot of times people think they should just focus on that first, but you really should think about some of the smaller savings accounts and build those because you're going to need them, or otherwise you're not going to have the money to pay for things like car repairs or co-pays, things like that. So you want to build, put those kind of accounts together and maybe a small emergency fund and then focus on that rapid debt reduction.
All right, final question here. What is the best way then to build these different savings accounts?
Well, the best thing to do is to make it part of your monthly budget. So you may have to cut back in some areas, but you should have, a fund, save money for fun and for your cars and for an emergency fund and for health savings every month. And that way they can build even though you're not going to use them every month. And then if you have any bonuses or windfalls of money, put that into those accounts. So you can build it over time, but just make it part of your financial life, kind of every day.
All right. As always, good advice, Andy. We appreciate you joining us, buddy.
Okay, thank you, Nick.